What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Leads in a Raw. So,
Bro, what do we got? A cold open now? Hey, I got to give applause to that. Very nice sports key to people. Very nice. Very nice.
Fact, let's run that back. Here we go.
Very nice.
Yeah, man. We're official, man. We got our own intro and everything, man. It's astonishing. 5 minutes into watching. Very nice.
That's my Father's Day gift, bro. That was my fault. That's one of my Father's Day.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Man, how you doing tonight, Vince?
I am doing all right, Dr. Chris. How are you, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. It's a Monday. Great weekend, man. I actually decided to just take the day off, just relax, man. And my wife, she cleared her schedule. She's a massage therapist. She has her own massage business. And she cleared her schedule, so we just hung out and we did brunch. She had one client, and I just hung out, man, relaxed, did some brunch with her at one of these brunch places in Columbus area. Really, really awesome brunch.
Nice.
Just want to take Father's Day, just extended a bit to take the day off. Had a great day, man. Got some relaxation going on. Came back from Detroit this past weekend. I was I'm a Bible professor, so I was at a conference. I think I told you that. I spoke at a conference. I actually headlined the conference on Saturday afternoon. Yeah, it was really fun. And so, man, great weekend. I'm an Ohioan, right? And so I was in Detroit, so that's a rival, but they treated me well. Great weekend, great day. And then Raw comes on, man. And then here we go. We're here, man. We're here. 100%. Absolutely. We got some my favorite shows. We got some nice intro, sweet intro.
Yes.
Love the new intro. Very nice, guys.
Very nice. Thank you. Very good job.
Love it. Yes.
Job, sports key. A very nice job.
Very nice. Very nice. Well, Raw came and it gone. Vince, what do you think?
Chris, you want to know something interesting? A lot of people don't know this, and I'm gonna tell you guys this because this is a fact, and I'm gonna tell you why. Bro, listen, I'm gonna tell you right now. Nobody in the history of wrestling studied the ratings like myself and Ed Ferrara, accommodated the ratings, gave the fans what they wanted, looked at, half hours, quarter hours, minute by minutes. Nobody did their homework more than me and Ed. And Chris, you may find this fascinating, but this is a written rule in wrestling. Chris, do you know any time there's any kind of a tournament, the rating is always down? Now, in the past, the reason would be because if it were a tournament, bro, it usually meant they were cold matches. So people knew they were just going to get wrestling matches without any story. There was no investment in it. So every time we did a tournament, bro, we knew the ratings were going to take a hit. We had to do it, Chris, once in a while because once in a while we just needed a breather. But as soon as I saw, bro, that first graphic, Money in the Bank qualifiers, the first thing I said was, oh, God. I said, oh, God. And, bro, like I'm just saying, if they did their due diligence and their homework, they would know these types of shows never draw because casual television viewers outside of the hardcore wrestling marks, they don't care about matches. So when you're telling me there's 5 or 6 big qualifiers, bro, I swear to you, if it wasn't for Sportskeeda, I'm shutting the TV off right there.
Yeah. And to your point, Vince, y'all were just killing the ratings back in the day. So y'all had some cushion, y'all had some room to breathe to build storylines more. So an off week is still, 2 times better than what we're seeing right now.
Yeah.
So y'all had some room to breathe, as opposed to Raw nowadays. They don't have any room to breathe, Vince, and they can't afford to have off weeks, knowing that they can be off weeks historically. So those are things that the writers and things they should pay attention to, because they really can't afford to have anything worse than what we're seeing now, ratings wise.
Yeah.
We start with the VIP lounge with Bobby Lashley and celebrating, and interrupted by the New Day. I called this for SummerSlam, but it was a month before,
you
so
did,
I did
you
call
did,
it,
bro. You were absolutely, and I've been quoting you on my other shows that you have been saying for some time this was the direction.
Yeah, and so this what we see. The New Day interrupts their celebration, and we get a lead into another Hell in a Cell match. We saw one on Friday. Now we see one. Actually, we saw one on Friday. We saw 2 on Sunday, and we see 1 on Monday. Talk about overkill, Vince.
Well, thank God I didn't see one on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
I saw 2 of them.
This was the first one I was, but again, it's like, bro, it's Lashley and Kofi. So, okay, bro. So Xavier Woods is going to go over Lashley,
right.
and then what? He's still going to wrestle Kofi.
I was thinking the same thing.
Oh, come on, man. It's bro, it's Chris, it's almost like a crime at this point. Like, what at this point it really is. What are you doing to the audience? Like, what did they do to deserve this?
Yeah, and it's so funny. I was thinking the same exact thing, Vince. Like, okay, so we're going to get Xavier Woods defeat Bobby Lashley. You're setting up the match between Lashley and Kofi, and somehow we think that Lashley's going to slip on a banana peel and lose against Xavier Woods. Now, it's seemingly, which was interesting, seemingly the whole slip on a banana peel concept was quite prevalent on this Raw. And, overall, I think it was a gutsy move to make those decisions. But at the same time, we'll get to them. But I was just like, you can't afford to do those banana peel finishes for the people who actually lost the matches. They need to be built up for sure. So,
and weren't some of the finishes like that also in Hell in a Cell, bro? From what I was reading, it seemed like there were a couple of slipping on the banana peel gimmicks.
Yeah, it was. I watched it and I forgot. So that goes to show how much I was into the show. I'm looking at the results, and Rollins did that, beating Cesaro. He wrote him up.
Yeah. Wasn't the Drew Lashley match a little bit like that too, from what I read?
Yeah, it was. It was exactly that. Actually, it was MVP. He was about to do a Claymore, and then MVP held his leg, so he looked at MVP, and then by the time he did the Claymore, he slipped. Basically he slipped on the banana peel essentially. So there were a couple of those. So I mean, if this the way to protect your talent, it's a very poor way to protect your talent. It's definitely not a way to do it. From how they're doing it, especially with Drew. And we talked about this with Drew before. He's getting that Braun Strowman treatment, Vince. Like he's
there, bro. He's there. Bro, can you imagine? I mean, Chris, listen, I can't imagine putting my body through what these guys put their bodies through. I can't imagine it, but I can't imagine it putting their bodies through this and then getting booked the way. Like, at some point, you've got to ask yourself, what is the point? Mm-hmm. What is the point of me just beating my body night after night after night? Because eventually, bro, he's getting into that Roman Reigns, area where the fans are going to start booing him. That whole thing. And God, there comes a point where I really, really feel sorry for the talent, bro.
I agree, because I don't. Drew, in my opinion, Drew's doing everything he's supposed to be doing. I mean, he's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. He's intense. He's that character that you can really is ready made to be successful. Again, he a year and a half ago he was the hottest name in all of WWE when he won the Royal Rumble, defeated. He interrupted. He eliminated Brock Lesnar, beat him at Mania. I mean, just the beginning of 2020 was his time. And he was even a heel going in, as going into the Royal Rumble, he started to turn a little bit, but he was a heel. He was a dominant heel before the Royal Rumble. And that ovation in that live crowd was amazing. And it's like you got it in your grasp and you lose it. And you can't, and people saying COVID, I'm like, okay, look, I'm calling bullcrap on that, because you can still book well during COVID. Case in point, Roman Reigns. And so just because it's COVID era doesn't mean that you can just totally collapse the momentum of a talent. I think that's I think that's trying to get off the hook a little bit too much.
It is off the hook because at the end of the day, Chris, it's a television show.
Yeah, exactly.
Were any other TV shows written differently because of COVID?
Exactly.
Did COVID affect the writing of whatever was
Walking
on?
Dead?
Exactly. I mean, come on, man. It's still a television show that they write, bro.
Right. Exactly. We get, speaking of the beginning of the banana peel finishers, was Ricochet defeating AJ Styles in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. I don't know exactly what the point of developing this Money in the Bank, but I'm almost, we talked about ribbing, and I'm just almost to the point of this, like they're doing this stuff on purpose. You know what I mean? Like the list of people that we see in the Money in the Bank so far is like, man, who among these people are like WWE Championship contenders at this point? I mean, again, mad respect to Ricochet. I love him in the ring, but him over AJ Styles, Vince, how does this work out, man?
Bro, you know what it felt like? This is what it felt like to me. It felt like Ricochet went over AJ. Who went over Orton? Morrison.
John Morrison, yes.
Morrison went over Orton. Then there was the other one.
Riddle and Drew.
Riddle went over Drew. Bro, it really seemed like, okay, bro, 50-50 tonight. Yes. We gotta flip the scales. Yeah. Tonight it's the turn for we gotta get back up to that's what it seemed like. When you have three finishes like this on one show, it almost felt like, okay, bro, we got to even things up here. It's time for Ricochet. It's time for all the underdogs to go over tonight. So we're back to 500. That's what it felt like to me, bro.
Yeah, it sure did. I was thinking the exact same thing. And then to add to your point, next week they're doing a second chance match for the three losers. Talking about 50-50. Literally, it's literally 50-50. Someone's who lost this week is going to win next week. So that's literally a 50-50 booking. So it doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. Naomi's got a new tag team partner, Vince. I know this is just for the purposes of the women's Money in the Bank match. For some reason, they combined Money in the Bank spots for the women and 2-for-1s, but they did individual spots for the guys. Naomi and Asuka defeats Emery. And
before we get to that, Chris, this is a little note, but it's like it's so elementary. It's so basic, bro. What happened to Naomi last week?
She got pummeled.
Then why is she coming down to the ring dancing and smiling and sliding? You can't do that. Yes. You got killed last week. Somebody's got to be at that curtain. Naomi, last week you got squashed by somebody we never saw before. You can't come down smiling and glowing and sliding and laughing. My God, bro. That is so elementary, Chris.
Yep. 100% agree with that. And what made it even worse, to add to your point, is what I was thinking. They absolutely just demolished any type of momentum that Piper Niven had. First of all, and we'll get to the whole spot. I mean, with Eva Marie in the backstage, and so like to make it even worse, it's like she gets totally diminished and minimized. And this is the same person who just absolutely just bulldozed Naomi last week. Again, why are we doing these things instead of spending time on building stars? I just really don't understand it. It just seems like what they're trying to do is like, okay, I've got an idea. Let's throw this out there. No, I don't want to do that anymore. So it just seems like week to week, it's just ideas that we see on Monday nights. And then next week, it's like card subject to change. Like the inconsistency of these thoughts, we see that every single week. And it's totally inconsistent, man.
Chris, I'm going to say this again. Chris, I am 60. Okay, Chris, let me tell you something. You know, in your house, you got the utensil drawer where the forks and the knives and the spoons are. Chris, I got the same utensil drawer, but sometimes when I go to get a fork, I open up the wrong drawer.
Yeah.
Okay, bro. We have to start understanding Vince McMahon's age is affecting this show. Yes. And nobody has the balls to tell him. And I'm sorry, I don't know if I could say that on here. Let me tell you something. Trips, Stephanie, Shane, if you love your dad, somebody needs to tell him. Yes. Okay, bro, I'm 15 years younger than the guy. Have not, bro, this guy took some chair shots to the head during the Attitude Era. Yeah. He doesn't remember what happened from last week to this week. Yeah. Somebody's got to tell this guy. If you love him and you want to protect him, you have to tell him. Chris, I'm telling you, if I was Vince, I would want somebody to tell me. I would want them to tell me, because you've got 1.5 million people left watching this show every week saying, like, what is that? What are we? What is this? Yeah. I mean, do you just keep losing and losing and losing? Somebody's got to sit him down and say, Vince, you know what? We've got to, bro. What do they call the thing? You're a doctor when you bring all the friends and everything together. What's that called?
Like a powwow, like
intervention. Yeah, bro, please. And Chris, as we go through this show, oh my gosh, Chris, there's bad comedy after bad comedy after bad comedy after bad comedy after bad comedy. Then when we get to the end of the show, oh, okay, we're going to take this serious now. All the other bad comedy you gave us for the last 2 hours, we're going to forget about. Bro, Chris, I'm going to give you a rule of thumb as a writer. Chris, in every show there should be a comedy spot with the right person. Yeah. A comedy spot. Bro, this is bad comedy after bad comedy after bad. Morrison and Miz, and then we got Riddle. And then we got Nikki Cross. It's bad comedy after bad comedy after bad comedy, bro. They're running their audience off in droves, bro.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. But we've got a new drum roll for this week.
A new drum roll?
A new drum roll.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Yes, indeed. You ready for this one?
Yes.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Drum roll, please. My wife is in the chat.
Very nice. Very nice. Is that right? Tiffany?
Yes. Absolutely.
Very nice. What a beautiful name.
Yes.
What do they call her? Marty?
I call her Mar. Yeah.
Mar. What a beautiful
name for a beautiful lady. So
yes. That was the same drum roll, bro. That was the same drum roll.
Yeah. There's drum roll for her.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought there was a new drummer. I thought we were actually going to have a drummer.
A new person for the
Very,
drummer.
very nice. Hey, Chris, I don't think you were, bro. Listen, before we get to drop in over here, Chris, there was breaking news this week. I really think we had a bearing on this show because while you were out yesterday, a man about the town with the kids and the lovely wife and doing all that, bro, there were direct Twitter exchanges between me and Eva Marie yesterday. You know about this?
No, I did not know about that.
Okay, well, Eva Marie put out
My wife is thanking you, by the way.
Oh no, beautiful. You are welcome. You are welcome, Martiffany, the beautiful Martiffany.
Indeed.
Eva Marie put out a dedication to her great dad. And pictures of her and her dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, bro, one of the pictures of her dad, they're wearing San Francisco Giant outfits.
Okay.
And
you're a San fan, right?
I've been a San Fran since I'm 6 years old.
Yeah.
So, bro, I saw the picture and I said, I knew it. I knew you were a Giants fan, bro. Right, bro?
Yeah.
Bro, she fired back. Oh, yeah, I grew up on the East Bay. I was a Giant fan when my father, when my father took me to the first game when I was 5 years old. My favorite player was Will Clark. Chris, as a shoot, I named my son after Will Clark.
Wow.
So I said to her, I literally named my son, after Will Clark. And she answered back, no way, blah, 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 blah. Bro, I guarantee you, I think somebody saw that exchange, and that's why we saw Bro, I'm telling you, somebody had to see that exchange, and then we're seeing this on Raw. I'm like, wait a minute, is this because we were talking about the Giants? Like,
yeah,
really,
that's what it was. That's what it was. Speaking of that, we had Naomi and Asuka defeat Eva Marie and Dewdrop. Piper Niven is now called Dewdrop, ladies and gentlemen. And what made it even worse was that Eva Marie was looking up Piper Niven up and down, and they did a shot to her body. And I'm like, wait a minute, what are we doing here? Are we doing like the like I thought we were supposed to be like the whole anti-bullying, like is Stephanie approving all this? Because I was like really, really surprised to see that. And they did like a hard shot to her frame, and Eva Marie looked down, looked back up, Dewdrop. That's what your name's going to be. And it really surprised me, Vince, because I'm like, whoa, like I didn't expect that as a very, very PC brand friendly, Stephanie McMahon WWE brand. That kind of surprised me a bit, actually.
Bro, I'm telling you right now, the name is a rib. We're gonna find out like in about a week or two where the name came from. Somebody said something or did something. I mean, this is a 100% rib. Listen, bro, I'm telling you, I'm watching Eva Marie, her facials and whatnot during this, especially when it was over. Bro, I could tell she's not like like you could tell. Bro, let me tell you a rule of thumb, Chris. You can't have the talent go out there and do something they don't believe in, because Chris, if their heart isn't in it, they're never going to get it over.
For sure.
Bro, I learned that lesson when we wanted to turn Goldberg heel.
Yeah.
Goldberg did not want to turn heel. His heart was not in it. And bro, it just wasn't going to happen. And you know that, bro. As a writer, when you give somebody something and they're not feeling it, you can't put it out there, bro, because if they're not feeling it, how are they going to convince an audience to feel it?
100%. I
could tell, I'm looking at her facials walking away, and I could just say, like, I don't know, bro.
And what made it even worse, Vince, this is out of all this, and what we're saying are some good points. She made it known in the backstage interview that this is the first time in 5 years that she's stepped in a ring, and she does the tag, the blind tag, and I'm like, as soon as she does that, I'm like, whoa, like they're gonna give her the job. Like she's gonna give the job to them. And I'm like, whoa, like if she loses this match her first time back, like that's like tried and true rib there.
Well, but Chris, you also know, because you know this business, and bro, that's the test.
Yeah, of course.
Is she gonna say something, bro? Is she gonna push back? Like, bro, that's the test. Please. Yeah. Meanwhile, that's the test, and you've got a million people sitting at home scratching their heads because they don't understand the test, Chris.
Exactly. Exactly. And why do we even care about the test? We want some good, entertaining television. Like, we don't care about a test. Like, why in the world would you like do that inside thing? And why do the fans care about a test, Vince? We want some riveting action. We want something that will cause us to watch the show more on the same night and even the next week. More important.
No, this is why I tell you, unless you have a network or a third-party company take this, you're always going to get this stuff, Chris. I'm watching this. I'm like, okay, bro, they're testing her to see if she pushes back or she belly aches. And okay, bro, good for you and your 1930 mentality.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you got a television audience saying, why did you give us 6 weeks of vignettes on this girl to beat her?
6 weeks of vignettes just for her to lose her first match. First of all, her first match to be by someone else that she totally degrades the following week, who loses the match, who splits up from her because she annihilated Naomi. She said she had a cough. That was her way to get out of the match. She does the tag match, does a blind tag, and loses her first match in 5 years. So again, whatever test that they're doing, I mean, it's a really, really huge way, a really, really good way, or bad way, I should say, to diminish her stock. To lose. I mean, who does that? Who does that, Vince? Razor Ramon, Steve Austin, the vignettes galore, Undertaker. You have all these vignettes week after week after week after week. Vince, you were there when Undertaker became big.
Bro,
week after week after week. Foley, for instance,
Val Venus. Could you imagine beating Val Venus's first time out?
Yeah. Hello, ladies. And the first match, he gets rolled up. he gets pinned by Gilbert. And I mean, it's just like it doesn't make sense, Vince.
What a waste
for you to build up all that just for a loss your first match. And here's the thing, even if this was the setup for a bigger push for Eva Marie, this was unnecessary. You don't need to do this to push someone. You don't have to dip them down to try to push them, because that's actually a disadvantage. You didn't see that when it came to the past decades of building someone up. They came in winning to continue to build momentum. And so whatever they have with Eva Marie, I think we've already said Eva Marie should run anyways. And this week was much worse. And I agree with everything you said as far as they're pulling a rib on her, man. And this week definitely made it seem that way.
Yep.
We get Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville calling Rhea Ripley to the ring. Charlotte rips Ripley on the ramp, and Deville grants.
Before we even get to that, let me hit you with a timeout.
Yeah. What's the TO?
The heel, what's his face? Pierce is talking about the heel intentionally got DQ'd from the match in order to not lose her title, but that's not what it was intended for.
Yeah.
Well, then what are you? If I'm a heel, And I can get out of losing my title by either walking back to the dressing room or purposely getting myself disqualified. And Chris, for 50 years, you don't change that rule.
Yeah.
You don't change, bro. I worked for a little promotion here at Rocky Mountain Pro here in Colorado. I don't do it anymore, but I did a couple of years ago, bro. That was the first thing I changed. Title changes hands on a count out or a disqualification. It is so ridiculous, and for him to say, "Well, you're a heel, you weren't supposed to do that. That's not what it's intended for." I'm like, do you guys watch this show back and just look how ridiculous you look?
Yeah, and just this angle, period, because essentially the purpose of this angle is to out heel the heel. Like, I mean, that's essentially what we're doing at this point. That's what happened yesterday. Charlotte was like, you're smarter than I thought you were. Like, you're out healing. You're a heel out healing another heel. That's I mean. And the thing, what makes this even worse is that the next pay-per-view is going to be in front of fans. And so I was thinking if I was writing the show, I would want the babyface heel dynamic because it's your first pay-per-view in front of fans. You want people to really cheer someone to really make the division exciting and for us to look forward to something. But you're going to be kind of caught in the crosshairs of an angle of two heels trying to out heel each other. Like, why would you want to produce that match as the first match of the pay-per-view in front of fans again? I mean, before WrestleMania had fans, but that was, that would have been over 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And it's like, why would you want to introduce, and that was a one-off, by the way. Now this is going to be consecutive weeks again. Why would you want to introduce the out heel, the other heel angle in front of fans?
Yeah. Chris, I was always the guy that I was never the big advocate of baby faces and heels. And I'll tell you why. Good people do bad things. Bad people do good things. My sole purpose was, bro, I don't care if you boo or cheer as long as you react. As long as you react to the talent and the performer, as long as there is an emotional connection. If some people wanted to, are rooting for them, and some people, as long as they care, Bro, can you give me one reason why I care about Rhea Ripley? One way or another. Give me one reason why I care about Rhea Ripley.
And that's the reason why I'm old school. That's the reason why I'm a huge proponent of faces and heels, because the thing is, in this day and age, it's not booking to a reaction. The babyface heel dynamic is a really tried and true method to really cause us to be kind of sink our teeth into the product. And now you can't, there's way too many gray areas as far as like this person gets cheered, this person gets booed. These people are reacting to more matches than characters. And that's the really, really big problem with pro wrestling nowadays. And that's why I personally say you got to go back to the babyface and heel dynamic, because otherwise we're going to continue to be caring about the matches more than the characters. That is one of the biggest critiques that I have with modern day wrestling, is because the characters are just kind of secondary now.
Yeah,
they're more interested in Canadian destroyers and triple flips and flipping off the rafters and, holy S chants. And, like that's what they're really interested in. And Hurricane Ranas with the people just, waiting to catch them and things like that. And just, it's like we've gone away from what made wrestling, and that's characters. Yeah. And that's why I'm like, you know what, just go back to the drawing board, go back to the tried and true template, make the good guys cheerable, make the bad guys booable. They are doing that with Roman Reigns, that he's a heel. And that's what I appreciate about Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns is so much of a heel, it's making people like Cesaro more interesting to watch. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, if it was like a split type of deal, like Cesaro would lose quite a bit of stock. Same thing with Lashley. I will say this. Lashley is a heel. He gets booed And because he's such a heel, that would give someone like a Xavier Woods a little bit more to say, okay, he's a bully, he's dominant, people hate him. I want to slay the bad guy. You know what I mean? And I will give them that to an extent. But at the same time, it's like there's so much emphasis on bad storylines that it's really difficult to sink our teeth in the characters. And this whole Rhea Ripley and Charlotte thing, it's like they're focusing more on the storyline than the characters, and the storyline's just bad. I mean, there's nothing for me to sink my teeth in here.
Yeah, I agree.
Next, we have the earlier today.
I want the drum roll. I want everything. I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready for the drum roll. We had the reverse photo shoot. Yes, I want the whole package. Give me the whole package. Give me the whole package.
Here we go. There it is. We're going left. We're going left. Boom. Boom. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We're going, yeah, look at that way. And yes,
bro, I can't believe it's my notes. They did the reverse photo shoot. I can't believe, bro. They did the exact same thing as last week.
They sure did. It's absolutely hilarious. And you know, it was one of the thing. There's some really good points. Jason, you've been working out, bro. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about some really good points because somebody just said you were a genius. Is that the good?
No. What was one of them said? Yeah. Well, that's always a good point. But good writing in the Attitude Era meant that Austin was unanimously cheered. There was none of the 50-50 reactions like seen.
Bro, you know what was the cool thing though, bro? Here was the cool thing that I loved about the Attitude Era, and this is what I loved. Bro, I don't know if you'll ever see this again. Take is this huge baby face.
Mm-hmm.
Austin's this huge baby face. All of a sudden there's a rift, and now the fans are like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? I like Austin. But bro, the beauty of that was they didn't know what the finish was going to be.
Yeah.
That's how you hook them. What are they going to do in the finish? How are they going to get out of this? Bro, when's the last time we saw something like that?
Oh gosh. Don't get me to thinking about that. Shanky and Cranky came back. Did I miss that?
Shanky and Cranky, bro. Where were you, man?
Oh man, I must have fast forwarded.
Oh, bro, they had an appearance, Shanky and Cranky.
When did they come back?
They had a backstage segment, man. We had Jinder back there, Banky, Cranky. Your boy cut a promo in the back. You missed that?
Oh, who cut a promo?
Benjamin. No, not Benjamin. The other guy you like. What's his name?
Cedric?
Yes, he cut a promo in the back. Yeah, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm not going to go back to that. But
yeah, Shanky and Cranky.
I'm glad I missed that part.
Sheamus did a whole lot of screaming. Jeff Hardy was there. I don't know what this was about, but everybody was there.
Oh, wow. So it was just a collective type of backstage thing? Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad so essentially Jinder was a part of the same promo, same backstage segment that Cedric was.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I'm not going to watch it.
Yes. Yeah. And Jinder was not allowed to speak, but Cedric was.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah. I think they're taking notes. Look, we should start our own wrestling show, is what Paul is saying. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Very nice. There was another thing there was another pretty good point that was over here.
Bro, what about what about the Natalia and Shamina? What about they take the one bump? They take the one.
Yeah. Like always, you know, it's so funny. I'm glad that you noted. I'm glad that you brought that up because I always thought about like when people get like hit or something like that, or when someone takes a bump or something like that. Why is this the go-to?
bro, you got to listen, Chris. You're the psychologist here. Bro, listen. You're the psychologist. these grown adults are professional wrestlers / fighters.
Yes.
They get into this business because they love to wrestle and fight, and they want to wrestle and fight. That's why they're there. That's the whole premise. Meanwhile, one drop kick.
So here's the like I coined last week, we got to turn gimmicks into gimmickade. Okay.
Yes.
So the new segment is called Stop and Check, Vince. Right?
I gotta see if my nose is bleeding.
Stop. Here it is. Stop and check. Stop.
Bro, you know the funny thing is they do this, and there's nothing there. They do it up there again when there's still nothing there. They're gonna do the third delay.
Dude, I think about the exact same thing. I'm like, okay, so are you doing this? Like, do you want blood to come out now? Like, are you waiting for blood to come out? Okay, there it is.
Chris, what's wrong with these people? Chris, what is wrong with these people?
Oh man, I don't think I see blood. Oh wait, this is the fifth time. Okay, well there it is right there.
You see it?
Oh man, stop and check, ladies and gentlemen. Turn the gimmicks into
gimmicks. Oh my God, I can't.
Now we have Morrissey going over Orton. Again, it's the slip on the banana peel type of night tonight. I mean, you said this before, Vince. Like, what is Orton thinking at this particular time in his career to say, okay, sure. Someone like John Morrison, who has had a very abysmal record since he's came back, with minus the tag team championship run that they had in the beginning. But just, I mean, he's been second fiddle to the Miz. He comes out and beats him. What is the point of having John Morrison in the Money in the Bank match, Vince?
I don't know. Listen, I'm sure Orton is getting paid an exorbitant amount of cash. I'm sure he is. But again, bro, I got to tell you something, Chris. If I'm Orton, like, I'm looking at my stock, bro. I don't think people believe. I don't think they really understand, like, television executives, movie people, producers, writers. Bro, a lot of those people get worked by the wrestling business. Like, they really don't know what's real, what's memorous, what's this, what's that. Bro, if all of a sudden Orton is jobbing out on TV what are you laughing at? Well, this
stop
and
check.
No, what? Wait a minute. What? All right, 3 checks.
Let's make sure. Okay, check number 4. I see a little drop. I see a little speck. I see a little speck right there.
But Chris, if you're jobbing out, believe it or not, that may keep a Hollywood producer from, hey, bro, or this guy's the next Batista.
Yeah.
Bro, seriously, you've got to protect your brand.
Yes, indeed.
And if I'm protecting my brand, I'm Morton. I'm saying, bro, the paycheck is great. Thank you for the paycheck, but I'm losing to this clown because why? Right. You know, Morrison is a clown, bro. They've made clowns out of these two guys. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's losing to somebody worth losing to.
Yeah, and here's the crazy part of it. Knowing that John Morrison, and again, I've John Morrison's been on my show before, super nice guy.
Yeah, no, great guy.
Yeah, but it's like they've built him to be nothing. And if I'm Orton, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Like, if I'm losing for a cause here. I mean, that's why when Austin walked out, when he was supposed to job to Lesnar, I'm like, man, I agree with Austin there. You know what I mean? Because he's like, look, it wasn't a good business move. It wasn't the right way to show business. But at the same time, I agree. Like, I don't mind putting you over. But look, if I'm putting you over not at the expense of my brand.
Right, exactly.
And so
exactly,
we need
bro.
to draw.
Yes.
We need to build some interest here. I'm not
Yes.
just going to be losing against you at a
That's
Money
right.
in the Bank
And
qualifying match.
Yes.
And that was the same thing with Brock. And it's like, you know what? I don't blame him for that.
Yep.
And the same thing with Orton here. I think, look, wait a minute. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no build to this at all. I'm just going to lose to John Morrison, knowing that he's not even going to win the Money in the Bank match.
Right.
How is that helping me as a brand?
Yep.
And it's like, okay, look, I don't mind putting you over, but don't do it at the expense of me, knowing
Chris,
that you're not even going to book you right.
At the end of the day, Chris, they're independent contractors, right?
That's true.
What's more important than your brand as an independent contractor? What is more important than that?
That's true. 100%. I agree with you 100% there.
Bro, if I'm not paying attention and I grab my coffee cup and I accidentally go to drink it and hit myself in the nose,
No.
do I got
to stop a check?
I'm all right, Chris. Nothing, no blood. I'm okay.
Let me get a water break on it. Oh, wait a minute. Let me. Four times. It's like I'm squeezing blood out.
Oh, you know what's funny about that too, bro? Like, let me just comment it now because by the time we'll get to that, I'll forget. I forget where the forks are and what draw. I'll forget this, bro. Riddle is in the match with Drew. He's being knocked into oblivion where his eyes are rolling in the back of his head, bro.
Yeah.
And then he's kicking out. Like, wait a minute, dude. Your eyes just rolled in the back of your head. Why are you kicking out, bro?
Makes no sense at all. Yeah.
Bro, that's what I mean about the comedy. All these things, bro. Miz in a wheelchair.
Mm-hmm.
Nikki Cross is a superhero. Alexa Bliss controlling Reggie's arm.
Yeah.
Like, bro, it is bad comedy on top of bad comedy on top of bad comedy.
Yeah. And so we're going to superset stop and check. So we got stop and check. All right.
Yeah.
So every now and then we can't overdo it, but we got to do stop, check, and bounce too. All right.
I'll
so
do.
We got to stop. We check. A couple times. Okay, I'm good now.
Good now. I'm good. Now we bounce and you know we're good.
Yeah, okay, exactly.
Very nice.
We know we're good and we can bounce. All right.
Very nice. Very nice.
We got Nikki Cross.
And I want somebody, you guys, you got a very smart, educated sports Kita following here. Mm-hmm. I want you guys to look for something going forward. Chris, they'll do the stop and the check.
Yeah.
Even if they're hit nowhere near the face. So if they're kicked in the shoulder, bro, if they're kicked in the shoulder, bro, you guys got to look for that. They will do the stop and the check when it's nowhere close to the face.
Yeah, I'm going to be like laser focused on that now.
Yeah, yes, please.
Oh, my knee! I got. Oh man,
bro, I'm telling you, look for that. You'll be thanking me, bro.
Yes, indeed. We get a Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss defeating Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. Again, I mean, like Drew McIntyre and Shayna Baszler. I mean, those are two people who they could do so much with, and that they had consecutive losses 2 days in a row. And it's like, if any two people that they should build up that should not have two consecutive losses, it would be Drew McIntyre and Shayna Baszler. But somehow Bliss with her dark black goo, and just a few weeks ago, Nikki Cross didn't want anything to do with her because she tried to be her friend again and she abandoned her. Somehow they were cohesive enough because of her superpower laser smack and all that crap. I don't get it.
How many episodes are we from Alexa Bliss going to the top of the gimmick, top of the third rope, right? The eyes coming out, bro. How far away are we from
Yeah.
her getting the wrestlers to pick their noses, bro?
Yeah.
You know they're gonna do that. You know they're gonna do it. Bro, this is bro, this is bro, this is so ridiculous. Chris, what are we doing? Look at bro, you're a certified doctor. What are we doing? What are we doing here?
She's gonna make up. She's gonna do a stop and check trance.
And you didn't even do the superhero gimmick.
Super Nikki gimmick.
What is the Super Nikki gimmick now?
It's like a poor man's Molly Holly. I mean, the first thing I thought about was like it's a poor man's Molly Holly, and I like Nikki Cross, and they should be doing something with her. But I'm like, why though? Like, why the super? Where's this going to go? Is this going to be a world championship run or something? Like, are they really going to take it there? I don't know, Vince. I mean, you stop and check for me, man. I don't understand. I don't get it, man. Help me out on this one. We talked about Riddle and Drew.
Well, before we get to that, though, we did get the weekly Winston Churchill speech, bro. We got Drew Winston Churchill.
Yes, yes indeed. Yes, indeed. And again, I'm just like, and with the Drew thing, it's like the same with Orton. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I'm looking at this stuff, and Drew is pretty vocal from what I know. Drew's pretty vocal.
I bet you that's what got him into this spot. I bet you that's exactly what it was, Chris. And I bet you Drew is smart enough to realize exactly what happened. I was very vocal.
Yeah.
They don't like that. They punished me. And now I think he's in the eat you know what mode where he knows if I say so. I tried that. And I'm telling you, bro, this guy's an intelligent guy. He's a very, very intelligent guy. I just have the feeling that's where he's at.
I'm wondering where that started because he got cast in by the Miz, right? That's how he lost the title. Miz cashed it in, and then lastly beat the Miz. So he hasn't had the title since what, March?
Long time.
Yeah, so approaching 4 months. And so I'm wondering when that started, like when the whole gimmick, because for a long time the plan was to have him win at Mania.
Yep.
And have him win the title or keep the title when there's fans. That was the plan for months.
Yep.
And that changed, kind of last minute. And so I'm wondering, like, when was the time where he started speaking up, and then they're like, okay, we're going to continue to bury you, unfortunately.
Yep.
We get Lashley against Xavier Woods. I mean, pretty predictable. We get we get to Xavier getting some licks in the beginning, but at the end of the day, Lashley wins. And
wait on the timeout.
What I miss, Vince?
Bro, see, what were you doing during this show?
Man, listen, I'm always doing something else when I'm watching Raw. So I was,
bro, I got to tell you something. Chris, I got to tell you something, bro. We have a backstage gimmick with Riker and Mantar. And and then Ali walks in.
I didn't see that.
Chris, how does a producer let this go on TV? This is horrible, bro. This isn't even high school acting. This is grade school acting. I remember when I was in the 6th grade, we put on the Brave Little Tailor, and I was Brother Giant. In the 6th grade, I was Brother Giant. In the 6th grade, I was better than both of these guys. How does a producer say that's a take? Yeah. Do these people not know what they're doing, bro? This is horrible. You are killing your talent when you're not protecting them. This is high school stuff, bro. This was horrible, Chris. Horrible.
Yeah, I agree. That's probably the reason why I skipped over it as far as talking about it, because it was bad. I mean, what are these Mansoor weekly things leading to? Is this leading to either Mansoor singles run with Ali as the manager, or Ali as the tag team, and it's like you already try to do this with Retribution. Like, what are we doing here? Like, do you think this time? Oh, this time it'll work. This time it's the one. You're right. It's like, what are we doing here? As if this time is going to work. And to be honest, we talked about this before with Mansoor. It's like Mansoor isn't a dominant character or figure enough to say I'm interested and intrigued to see if he's going to go the good route or the bad route. I'm not buying this at all.
Well, Chris, all I know is it's about, at this time it's about 8:30, and Riker leaves, and it's just the two of them on my TV.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here, I'm like, why are these two amateurs on my television set? Why? How are out of all the wrestlers in the world, how are these two guys on? Like, seriously, bro? Like, come on. And Chris, I got to say something. I know I want to be very careful with Sports Keeta, but I got to tell you something because this really stuck out to me like a sore thumb. Okay, bro, did you watch the China documentary?
I think bits and pieces of it.
Okay, well, Chris, let me tell you something. My relationship with the WWE went straight down the you-know-what when Hunter went on Austin's podcast and Austin asked him about China, and Hunter gave if little Billy looked up China, he gave that scenario. Bro, I went ballistic. I went, because at the time she was in Japan really struggling, and I'm like, this poor girl is in a life and death situation, and this smug makes us, bro, I was livid, and I ripped Hunter, and that's when my relationship with the WWE really started going south. It was never going to be repaired after that, okay? But Chris, I got to say this. They're doing this build-up with Xavier Woods, and there's an Xavier Woods package. Chris, I got to tell you, bro, every time I see Xavier Woods, I'm thinking about what we all saw. Okay, his extracurriculum activities. Okay, I'm thinking about that. Okay, and bro, what every shot with Xavier Woods, what are they shooting, bro? They're shooting him with little kids, and I'm like, are you the double standard, bro? I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
With what everybody saw, and now you're shooting him. I just had to say that because I was like, Chris, like, guys, have some taste. Like, just have a little bit of taste. But anyway, bro, getting back to this Xavier Woods thing, like, here was the thing with me. Bro, we know Kofi's wrestling Lashley, so Xavier Woods is not going over. Okay, bro? So, bro, we're at the end of the show. He's got Lashley in the, what do they call the gimmick? The
Hurt Lock.
The Hurt Locker. Okay. Kofi is on the other side of the cage screaming, let him go, let him go. At what point is Kofi going to climb the cage? like serious. Like, I'm watching this, bro, and I'm like, bro, at any point, are you going to try to get in the cage to help your friend?
Well, the lid is sealed because it's Hell in a Cell, but it has to be. I would say try to get some buzz cut, some what is it, the bolt cutters and stuff like that, like something.
And try to climb up in desperation. I mean,
and jump over it or something. I was thinking my angle on it was he kept saying "let go," right, and I'm thinking in my head like, okay, so. Is it like the 7th or 8th or 18th time they're going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, I'll let him go.
Right, exactly.
Right. I just, you keep saying, let him go, let him go, let him go. It just, that's not going to let him go, and so that didn't make sense to me.
And then, bro, you got to back it up even further than that. Like, Lashley goes over in the match, okay? Why is MVP locking Woods in the cage to get more heat? Like, why?
Yeah.
There's no reason to get more heat on him. So they're doing that, bro, to create the scene where, oh, look what he's doing to his partner right in front of his face. Yeah. But in the meantime, none of it makes any sense.
Yeah. And it really made it seem like this is just going to be another one-off feud. I mean, like when I'm looking at this, it's like, okay, so Kofi, the more I see this, the more Kofi's a filler to me.
Yeah.
And so the big thing is going to be whoever the person is come SummerSlam, which a lot of people are saying Brock, which I hope it's not Brock, because again, I say the WWE is totally devoid of baby faces. No one's cheering someone really big. Oh no! Don't you ever, don't you ever, Christopher. You, no offense, but you just said let him go like Cedric would have sounded. Don't you? I will block you. I will block you.
Who is?
I will block you, Christopher Ryan Cooper.
Who said that?
Christopher Ryan Cooper.
Hold on, bro. We're booing him out of the building. You gotta do this. You gotta do this. You got to boo him out of the building.
I will never. You see how deep my voice is?
Yes.
You see how deep my voice is?
Man.
I will never. I will never. No, man. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just another filler. I was just saying is hopefully it's not Brock Lesnar. To me, I mean, Brock versus Lashley match has been intriguing to me for a long time. But again, it doesn't make any sense because Brock comes in. Brock's a business guy. He's not going to come in and lose. And then if Brock beats Lashley, Lashley's the heel, but Brock is going to be the heel again. And so where's the baby face in that again?
Well, is Brock the baby face because then Reigns is next?
Unless he moves over to SmackDown.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, but I don't want Brock to be a babyface though. I mean, like right now they're so devoid of babyface.
Yeah.
Babyfaces that they can't. To me, I don't like the fact that Brock just comes in and fills the babyface role when they need to spend more time developing babyfaces on the WWE product.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I hope that doesn't happen.
And bro, that was another thing about this match that I'm just thinking about this is what's going through my mind while I'm watching this match when what's his face Creed over there has got Lashley on the table and the whole 9 yards. I'm watching this and I'm like, Chris, I swear I had a flashback. Bro, didn't he lose to every member of Retribution?
He did. He did.
And I'm like, wait a minute, bro. This guy lost to T-Bone, T-Bar, Crowbar, Ali, but yet he's going to beat the heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I agree. Well, ladies and gentlemen, after all this.
First, hold on. I'm putting my notebook away since we're done here.
Oh, no. You okay? You okay?
All right, no blood, Chris. No blood. I'm good.
You're good. You see, Vince, you gotta make sure that you're doing
Chris, come on. What are we, children here? Bro, we're talking about bad comedy. What are we doing? Like, what are we really, Chris? Come on.
We gotta slapstick this up, man.
Is watching this right now saying, you guys were just talking about bad comedy this whole show, and now Sorry, Chris.
Very nice, man.
Oh my God!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've stopped and checked a lot tonight, man. And just like we do every single week on Raw, we turn gimmicks into gimmickade and let them know about the brand, my man.
Yeah, guys, there are 2 places to check me out, please, bro. Russo'sBrand.com and Patreon.com/Russo TWC.
Very nice. And when does the Ram deal open up?
We're working on that now, bro. We're working on that new shows that have nothing to do with wrestling. We're gonna start introducing.
Very nice, my man. Well, it's been a great show, and it's been awesome, man. So we turn gimmicks into gimmickade. We do a great job. We stop and check. and everything in between.
I'm waiting for the one last mic bump. Go ahead, Chris.
I know that you were waiting for it.
I'm waiting for it. I can't believe I'm not waiting for it. Okay, all right, Chris, wrap it up. Okay.
Like, wrap it up, Vince. Wrap it up, Chris. He's been... Oh, man. What in the world is going on? He's Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris from the Stone. This is the Leads of the Raw. So long, everybody.